Pick number 18, the Brooklyn Nets select Nolan Traore out of France. Traore spent the past 2 years with Saint Quentin in the LMB Elite, the top league in France. I believe 2 years ago he was on their second team, moved up to their first team this year. Averaged a tick under 12 points per game, put up 5 assists a game as well. The only issue was under 40% from the field. That's kind of the main knock of some of the efficiency on him. But when you watch his tape, man, the flashes are absolutely tantalizing. Like I was a fan of his in high school when we thought there was a chance he would go to Auburn. He was looking at taking the NCAA route before staying home. I know his stock went up and down this past year. I think as those efficiency questions, some turnover questions came to the forefront. But yeah, there's a lot to like in the flashes that he showed.
Yeah, I like Nolan Traore's game a lot. This was one of my I had him sixth on my big board. I think it's crazy he went behind Yegor. I love Jeremiah Fears. I've been very high on Jeremiah Fears this whole time. I think I've probably been one of the higher ones out of the group, the sleepers group on him. I had Nolan above him too. I had Nolan above Trey Johnson as well. Um, I like this kid's game a ton. I think he's the best defender at the guard position in this draft.
Hmm.
I think his wingspan is going to make him incredibly tough for defenders to get around. He's really quick, good decision maker on the offensive end. Struggles to shoot a lot, to say the least. But there's room for development. We've seen a lot of international point guards get picked lately that I think have less game than Nolan Traore and get picked a lot higher. Killian Hayes. I think Nolan Traore can hoop. I think he fell a lot. Not entirely sure why. But I'm sure teams have a reason of some sorts. But I love this kid's game. I think this is a really late pick for him. Good pickup by Brooklyn. I also think they kind of right the wrong in a way. I'm not saying right the wrong of taking Diego at eight, but like if you had any questions on it, you're good now.
Yeah, it definitely gives you insurance. It's like probably the two best pick and roll playmakers in this draft. I'm trying to think there's anyone I would take over those two. I
In
think
the pick and roll,
yeah, like in terms of the
just
pass,
playmaking.
yeah, the passing out of the pick and roll.
Con,
Con, we're talking just playmaking and passing.
coup pick and roll. Good luck.
All right, let's be a little more realistic here. The passing that Traor's passes are insane. He can hit every pass on the court. He can go live dribble off his right, off his left. Really good at reading the defense and making the right decision. Seems like he's always putting the right velocity on them. I think I mentioned some turnover issues. He went down from 3 turnovers a game last year in 7 games in the LMB to 2.5 this year. So he made some progress in that area. But it's just like I mean, he's truly one of those types of passers that like passes guys open. He finds a window and or he creates windows, even so to speak. So that I think that's not going away and that's going to get him a lot of chances to either get on the floor or even if it doesn't work in Brooklyn, another team will take a chance that they can unlock that upside. But like you mentioned, it is the shooting, it is the inefficiency, and yeah, the defensive tools are nice as well.
Yeah, no, I think the defensive tools are your selling point, right? And you hope that the rest can work itself out. I do believe that it will. I think Brooklyn got them a good one. It's a loaded backcourt. I'm very curious what they do with everybody. But when you have six picks or whatever it is, five, six picks, I don't know. Whenever we're done recording these, I'll know how many they took, of course. But you're gonna have to move off some people. You're gonna draft people at the same position, and you're gonna have to figure it out somewhat. And this is one of those positions where they're gonna have to figure it out long term. Any chance you think he stays in France for a year?
No, I think he comes over.
I think he stays. I think that's why
Wow.
they took him. I think that's why they took him in Yegor. I think they knew going into it he was staying.
Huh.
Yegor gets a chance to play without him there, and then they can make a decision the following year.
It would make a lot of sense. I'm just like, if I'm Traore, I'm like, dude, there just seems to be like Brooklyn's not really seriously competing for anything right now. You got a chance to play. And you said it with the defense, like he's got great instincts in terms of getting steals and like prowling passing lanes and everything. That's intriguing enough to say, hey, if you can't do anything else, even if the shot doesn't come along, we know this dude's going to like battle on that end and come up with some chaos and create some turnovers that we can get out of him as he figures it out. Like I don't know. That's why to me I think he needs to go over and try to get on the court. But
The only reason I say no is you're locked into 4 years. So if they're willing to push it back a year, that's a year of development for you to where you can just come in and go really. I think it'd be interesting to see how college players would do the same. It feels like, hey, the Hornets drafted me four, but I can go play another year in college and not start my NBA clock. How
Yeah.
many dudes that went back would do that? You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like Yaxel's in the draft, but playing for Michigan if he can do that. So like, I think it's interesting where it's like I don't think he is ready right away. And I love Nolan's game. I spoke very highly of him. But if he can push back his NBA clock while keeping those 4 years, I think he should take advantage of it. And this is a team that has to keep roster spots somehow. So
Right.
unless we're going to get on here and discuss a trade, somebody that they drafted isn't going to be on the team.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good way to look at it. So, big fan of this pick across the board, though. Congrats to Brooklyn on Nolan Traore. We'll see what the future holds for him and the rest of these picks.